must commit ourselves to unconditional victory against them.
There's lots of buzz over Rudy Giuliani's impassioned speech at the Republican National Convention.
There's no black America. There's no white America. There is just America.
Now look what we've uncovered. It's Giuliani showing his softer side dressed in drag in a comedy skit with Donald Trump.
You know, you're really beautiful.
The spoof was filmed 16 years ago when Giuliani was mayor of New York for a charity dinner, so it was all in good fun.
Oh, you dirty boy, you. Oh.
Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Koholoim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadas. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water toward the H.I.M and Akwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yahanan the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And yeah, your boy Giuliani going through it. If you're not familiar with who this is, he's was a mayor of New York City. You know, he was running around with Trump, got into all that trouble, and got sued for $148 million by these two so-called black women. Oh man, but he going through it, man. He says, I can't pay my bills. Rudy Giuliani lashes out at judge ordering him to pay debt to black women he defamed. And there's no such thing as black people, man. That's just a derogatory social construct that so-called white people use against us. There's no such thing as, you know, a black person, because no one's actually black. You know, these ladies are different shades of brown, you know, just like we all are. And there's no such thing as white people, you know, because they're just different shades of red. Those are the only two shades of people on the planet. Different shades of brown people and different shades of red people. And these people are Edomites. Now, I'm not exactly sure what Rudy Giuliani is, you know, because he could be an Israelite the way he going through it right now, you know, in the backdrop. But, you know, I just want to get to the part of, you know, he's in court here and having all these sudden outbursts with the court, you know what I'm saying? Now, he could be an Edomite because generally, had he been a so-called black man, they'd threw his ass in jail, you know what I'm saying, with the outbursts, you know, contempt of court type of deal. Okay, but it says, man, this shit is retarded. It says, let me just start from the top here. It says, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani leaves the New York Federal Courthouse on November 7th. Poor Rudy Giuliani has been having a rough go of it ever since he went $148 million in debt to former Georgia election workers Ruby Freeman. Check that out. Freeman. A free man. And her daughter, who he, along with the president, Donald Trump, now I don't know how he got out of this shit, defamed with egregious claims that they engaged in fraud during the 2020 presidential race. While the big lie helped get Trump elected to the White House for the second time, although he and Giuliani would both lie and say it was his third. The ex-NYC mayor has been disgraced, disbarred, denied a bankruptcy claim, and denounced by his own lawyers. So he's in a pickle there, but he's stuck, man. He's going through, what Jake would normally go through. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these Edomites are falling like that. It's not what it used to be like for them. You're not even the richer ones of them. You know, these used to be, you know, people that you couldn't even touch. They had their lawyers come through, man, and say a couple of things, man. Next thing you know, slap on the wrist about whatever, pay a little fine possibly, and they on their way, man. Okay, but it says he's been broken down and stripped of his assets, which he now owes to Freeman and Moss. And I gotta say too, you know, a lot of the shit that Trump was going through, you know, going to, you know, his first mug shot and all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these men have been going to jail and being put through a bunch of bullshit for the very so-called black woman that they set up on this pedestal to fuck up the so-called black man. Right? And both of them are starting to fall. The so-called white race starting to fall, and the so-called black woman is about to fall right along with them, because she's been his pit bull all along to destroy, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American families, basically, you Israelites. But this is his little rant in court. I find the shit funny, man. That's why I wanted to do the lesson, because this right here is kind of like an example of really like how America's gonna fall. It's gonna go from, okay, how this is literally how people going to be thinking. The scriptures actually talks about that. Like, how could a place like that fall? How could a place so rich and fall like that? And it's the same thing with men like this. You've been seeing it over and over and over again. All these people on these sex lists, and these pedo islands. Because Trump and them all of them hung out with Jeffrey Epstein, man, on that island, and a whole bunch of other ones. That's the reason why they trying to hold off on that list, man. They don't want that. Now, why when you hear about a list like that, when it comes to that, would be organized crime. You supposedly be a part of justice. You got all this goddamn justice and court systems and all this other stuff, but yet you will allow a couple of lawyers to come in and say, well, hey, these are our clients, and we need to put a stop and gag order on this and do that. No, well, hold up, motherfucker. It's a crime going on here. We need to investigate, and we need to, So why isn't that happening? Because Esau, he still got an edge, man. He's still trying to hold on to this little bullshit ass society that he has, but that shit is crumbling, man. Because like I said again, man, there's too many of these so-called white men that have been put out here, and you're seeing them for what they really are. All that old suit and tie, clean cut. You know what I'm saying? Look at me, I'm the righteous. No, that shit is over with now, man. People not believing that shit no more, because online, that internet is kicking their ass. Okay, but anyway, it says, speaking after the U.S. District Judge Lewis Lemon said the former personal lawyer to Donald Trump had not been complying with court orders to surrender his assets. And Giuliani snapped. It says, the implications you are making against me are wrong. I have no card, no credit card, no cash. Everything I have is tied up. They have put stop orders on my business accounts, and I can't pay my bills. The judge said Giuliani did not appear to be indigent and warned him against any further outbursts. Giuliani's new attorney, they switching up attorneys. Trump went through a whole bunch of attorneys too. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how that guy's still even out here even moving about. But you know what? These Trump supporters, hey, they raised a lot of money for Trump. But why isn't Trump helping this guy out? Trump got the money to pay this. He could throw that man a bone, man. Help him out with his debt. He went through all that shit for you. But that lets you know how, your damn, who you consider to be friends. That's why you have to watch who you even allow in your circle. The scriptures talks about that. You have to test a friend. You have to test a man. Now, Giuliani knew before he even fucked with Trump that there was a lot of people that was getting, in trouble, and a lot of people was getting arrested, and everybody was kind of like, getting the fuck away from him because he's a damn problem. Here he goes. He comes along and acting, because actually in reality, Trump ran through so many lawyers. This guy right here was the only lawyer that could actually really help him out. He was the only one that got on board. He really wasn't even the type of lawyer that Trump really needed. But he was the last resort. That's how crazy. I remember that shit, man. He was the exact last resort that Trump had. Everybody was like, nope, we're not fucking with you. Nah, Trump, we can't deal with you, man. I can't fuck with you, man. You're too much of a problem. This guy comes along, and now all of a sudden your ass $150 million in debt to two so-called black women, which is crazy, bro. I mean, it's really, this is spiritual, man. The very woman that you place, Eve, Eve in the serpent in the garden. You put Eve up on the pedestal. Now, Eve is the one that's tearing you down in a lot of areas, man. Anyway, it goes on to say, Giuliani's new attorney, Joseph Camarata, said the former New York City mayor had turned over one of his assets, a 1980 Mercedes-Benz SL 500 that used to belong to a Hollywood icon, Lauren Bacall. Aaron Nathan, an attorney for Freeman and Moss, said Giuliani had surrendered the car but not the title. The judge said the title must be turned over. A car without a title was meaningless. Yup, you ain't doing nothing with no car without no title. Lemon said, because you can't get no plates, you can't get no insurance, you can't get nothing on it. But anyway, they probably ain't going to do nothing, overall, they ain't doing nothing to sell that bitch. You know, get a couple of whatever amount of dollars out of it, man. They ain't gonna get all that $148 million though, because he had plenty of time to put his little money to the side. Whatever he wanted to hide, you know, they gave him a little bit of time where he shuffled some things more than likely. But they're gonna be on his ass for the rest of, you know, his little tired ass life, you know what I'm saying, and possibly his children, anybody, you know, that you know, that's about an inheritance or anything from this clown if something happened to him. Okay, it goes on to say, Lemon said, questioning, while Giuliani hasn't been able to get the new one, your client is a competent person. He was a U.S. attorney in the district. The motion that he can't apply for a title certificate. So, you know, he lying. Well, he claiming that he did. He said the judge told Camarati before Giuliani cut him off and started his rant. I did apply for it, Giuliani barked, shaking his head. What I am supposed to do? Make it up myself? Your implication that I have not been diligent about it is totally incorrect. He continued before complaining about his financial woes. Attorneys for the election workers have said they have a similar paperwork issue with Giuliani's co-op apartment in Manhattan. While the receivers have gotten access to the apartment, which is estimated to be worth over $5 million, Giuliani still has not delivered the keys, stock, or propriety's lease, they said in the court filing. See, this right here, man, is a true classic fall. And again, you know, we got enough of it, man. I don't want to read no more of it, but let's just grab a scripture. Because in reality, this is what's going to happen entirely to the Edomite race, man. They're going to all be complaining. You know, and matter of fact, you know, when what's that, Cain, when the Lord, you know, put that mark on Cain and shunned his ass, and you know, and he was basically like, this punishment is too great for me. He was crying, man. You know, crying. And that's what's going to go down with these Edomites, man. In reality, man, when this whole kingdom fall. Ecclesiastes, because right now, they're not about no truth right now. You know what I'm saying? They're totally allergic to damn truth. That's the reason why this truth is hitting them over the head so hard, because they never would have expected that the very people that they enslaved, they had all this power over, you know what I'm saying, to just roll into your house, snatch your ass out of it, throw a rope over a limb and hang your ass up. Now all of a sudden those people have the power to actually stand up and say something and actually have somewhat of some defense. You know, if somebody was to come to your house like that these days, you blow their asses away. You know, you still have a harder time proving yourself in the court of law, but, you know, still you have a right to actually bear arms and protect yourself in a way. So his whole system is falling because we never had no power like that. We've always been powerless. So now for the very men that couldn't even look you in your eyes, had to cross the damn street or the sidewalk when you walking up the street, you know what I'm saying? You know, you separated your little damn water fountains and your you know, couldn't eat in your stank ass diners and whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Just the treatment, how they was actually treating us was, you know, just fucking inhumane. And all of a sudden, these men are standing bold in the streets and chanting down your whack, wicked ass kingdom, man. And they can't take it, man. And that shows you how far they've fallen, because the Lord is the one that sets up kingdoms and breaks them down. And they don't get that. They don't understand that. See all this, you know, this agent, you know, you got these agents rolling up trying to get information, and, you know, you got these you know, these people that's, you know, that's just, see, they're going to come down with a great accusation against us. You know, they're going to come down and accuse us as if we're just these monstrous people, right? But that's all prophetic. But that shit is not going to work, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't stop prophecy. You can't stop what the Lord is about to do to this place. But this is Ecclesiastes 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. And that's what we're witnessing. We're witnessing the fall of our enemies. You know, there was a time period, man, where a nigga like Trump would have never went to jail. You know, now don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because that Democratic and Republican shit is so divided, you know what I'm saying, to the point where, you know, so-called white people, the Lord is putting the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Scriptures talks about that, man. They're so against each other that now they're actually, you know, they're starting to fall. because they're just coming up against each other and they're starting to tell on each other. And in fact, let's get that. Spend a 1 minute on that one. Let me see. I think it's Psalm 64 and verse 8. Yeah, it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So now they're back and forth. You see them on the news. I got the news playing right now. They just, all they do is sit on the news and tell on each other. You know? It's not like that oneness of, hey, look, we're a people and they're a people. And to keep the power that we have over those people, we have to keep certain things quiet. That type of shit. No, that's not happening no more. You got what you call whistleblowers and shit like that these days, where the so-called white man is getting on news and he's or these platforms, and he's straight telling you that this man is wicked as hell. Straight out, just like that, man. Let's get this Amos 3 and 3. Because as soon as I seen this guy, I just remember him dressed in drag that one time. Like, what the fuck is these niggas doing? It's funny, that you're like, come on, like, what are you doing? Now, that was 16 years ago. That was like 20 years ago when that nigga was dressed in that dress, looking like Marilyn Monroe. And you can clearly see, man, he went through a lot of work. That wasn't like just no fluke. That motherfucker, he had a makeup artist come through. The fucking wig was on point. You know what I'm saying? The dress was fitting his ass to a T, like he had it tailored for him or some shit, and he just really acting a part. See? But anyway, this is Amos 3 and 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? And you can't. And all this division that's going on in America, that's why he was up there. It's not white America. It's not a black, some bullshit. Whatever he was saying about white and black. Like, nah, motherfucker, the Lord divided this place. All that old, you know what I'm saying, trying to act as if we're all on an even level, man, that shit is stupid. But they've been able to push that for quite some time, and that's falling apart. It's just America. He said it's not white America. It's not black America. It's just America. Yeah, right. And I'm willing to bet you he never would have thought that he'd fall like how he's falling. Because how old is he? I'm not even sure how old he is. That this right here could easily go ahead and knock his ass on off. That type of pressure on the heart. That type of pressure on the heart right there. And he was on that Borat, Got Food on that Borat show. I forgot about that shit. Oh, he 80 years old. He's out of here. But he's been living on the high hog, man. What they call it, the high hog, the high horse, for a long time. He's out of here. 80 years old, and you get to this age and you lose everything. He was born in 1944. That's spiritual too. 144. He was born in 1944, man. He lived through a time where they treated niggas like complete fucking shit, and he been living pretty decent a lot of his life, man. You get to 80 years old and your ass just fall off everything that you ever so-called worked for. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it to two so-called black women. Funny as hell, man. Anyway, let's see though, because I want to just pull up some pics of these young ladies. Let's see here. Phew. Yeah, you got to come up off that bread, man. Here she go right here. Says, why is Donald Trump still harassing Ruby Freeman with the big lie about 2020 election interference? And you think that he shut the fuck up before his ass, and here she go. Ooh, boy, she looked like a Freeman too. And she looked like, she looked like a straight character off of let me see here. I don't think they even had no picture of her daughter. Yeah, she looked like a Freeman, man. She looked like a character out of one of them slave movies, man. Straight up. Okay, and you got Wadria or Shay Moss. Which, let's see though. Get a picture of her daughter. Yeah, but Miss Freeman, she probably, man, man, come on, bro. Esau is only getting what he deserved, but like I said again, I was just, when I seen it, I'm like, man, hey, this is really like the way that America's gonna fall. because it's going to be accusation. The Lord is going to bring the ass. Matter of fact, he's got them before, in court right now. Overall, with the men of the Lord going out on the highways and byways, bringing out all the evidence. We go through these stories. I mean, and like I said again, Esau's telling on each other, so it's not like it's hard for us to go and get information and stories as to what the fuck they've been doing, or the wickedness they've been doing. So when we come out on the highways and byways and we bring that information out, that's a part of, them being, on trial. The evidence is being presented. Then there's going to come what you call a judgment. Then that judgment is going to be harsh, and Esau not going to be able to take that judgment, man, because like I said, he's got that Cain spirit. That Esau spirit, crying and shit. You sold your damn birthright. Your blessing getting taken. You crying. Cain crying. You done killed your damn brother, but you crying about the judgment that the Lord gave your ass. My punishment is too much for me. But this is a yeah, Let me see, is this her? Yeah, they keep that blonde hair though. You gonna keep that blonde hair? I don't get it. Yep, that's the daughter right there. Yeah, get rid of the blonde hair, dude. But here they go right here though. Yep. So that so-called black woman, man, y'all set her up on that pedestal. Had you not set her up on that pedestal, they wouldn't have had these jobs to even do your ass dirty like that. So, good riddance, nigga. Gotta love it, man. Let me see that scripture though. They gonna run his ass down on every goddamn dime his ass got until his life is over with, man. He's 80 years old, man. They may have to just go ahead and just cremate that nigga. He ain't gonna be able to afford no funeral. Let me see how that thing is worded. Yep. Genesis 4:13. And Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. See? That's Esau, man. Let me see here. Verse 10, Genesis 4:10. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. So he killed his brother, man. And that's the exact thing. What did Esau want to do? Once Isaac passed away, he said, once my father is passed away, I'm gonna kill this nigga. And there's plenty of more scriptures, you know what I'm saying, where it talks about how this man, he hates his brother, man. You know what I'm saying, which is the Israelites. He hate us, man. He's gonna do everything in his power. He still has that very same spirit. So he's gonna start coming up with these huge accusations that, you know what I'm saying, these guys are this and they hate America and they hate this and they hate that and they hate them. No, we just teaching the Bible, man. If you don't believe, because you don't believe the Bible anyway, so what's the big deal? We get to telling you about how the Lord don't look like you, like y'all been lying for all this time. I know that pisses them off. Really, in reality, that's what they really overall mad about. But when you're teaching the scriptures the proper way with the proper precepts, then they can't help but it cuts them, man. It really just cuts them, right? But this is let me see, Genesis 4:11. It says, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened up her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. See? And that's exactly what they are. That's why they run all throughout the earth and they calling themselves all these different names and shit. They go and take over lands because that Esau was gifted with that sword. And the script, the Lord, our forefather Isaac, when he blessed him, says, yeah, by thy sword shalt thou live, and of the fatness of the earth. And he's no more than Cain reincarnated. They're fugitives in the earth. They go throughout the earth. They take over other people's cultures. They take their names and then they just blend in. And all of a sudden they're the Greeks. Now all of a sudden they're this. And all of a sudden, they're this people. And all of a sudden they're the Israelites. See? So the Lord is overturning all that shit, man. It says, and Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. So they don't have no dealings with the Lord like that, man, because the Lord is hiding his face from them, man. It says, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. See? And that's the big thought on their mind, is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being found out. We got to do something about this. I'm being found out. We have to stop this shit. We're going to have to get rid of this internet. We're going to have to eventually round up these niggas that's talking all that stuff because they're telling the truth. How is it that they know? You know, in that scripture that talks about, let's see, it's worded, the thoughts on the king's bed. How do they know the thoughts of the king? The Lord is showing us your moves, man, before you even try and make them. I spent a while on that one for real. But anyway. I can't find it. But actually, it's just roughly paraphrasing, the Lord talking about how, these heathen, they like, how do they know? How do they, how do they keep knowing what it is that we're going to do? Roughly paraphrasing. Because the Lord is showing us. He has shown us who you are. We through the spirit of, through the Ruach HaKodesh, man, we're being shown exactly what this man is doing and what he's capable of. His next move. We're actually telling him what he's going to do before he do it. They actually be watching these videos to basically try and see what what information they can get to stop prophecy, but they can't stop prophecy. That's the thing. But anyway, I just seen this, man, and I was like, po fella, out of here. Let's go back though. Let's get that one more time. You think he practiced the shit out of this? Look at him. Look at him. This one, he was the mayor. And you trying to tell me this dude went on Pedo Island? Come on, man. And I guess, and they just done turned their back on it, man. I just show you how these Edomites will get down on you. They use you for what they need you for, even of their own. And then next thing you know, they're on with the next one. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with you so-called black women, man, that fell so hard for the so-called white man and destroyed the families, man, to get under this man's wing because he gave you that ability to get out here and just be free from what they call it. But guess what? That same freedom, he's going to turn his back on you. Matter of fact, he already has. You're in a stupor right now. The little shit that you running around out here, see, you being able to get an OnlyFans and just being able to, clap your cheeks and do some twerk shit and just being out here being able to have on some stretch pants, some leggings with your box showing, all that little stuff like that, that wasn't freedom for you. That right there was a goddamn death trap for you. Because it's going to get ugly, man, when shit really hits the fans. Guess what? He's going to be one of the main ones that's going to offend you the most. And then you've run your own men off from you, for him. Your own men don't have no respect for you like that no more. That game, that boat didn't sell. Men being simps and shit, even the simps waking up. So it's going to be like, when shit really hits the fans, it's going to be a lot of you women that's going to be out here alone with these goddamn kids, and motherfuckers going to be ravishing. That's all we can say for right now. So you're going to fall right along with him. So the best you can do, and I mean, that's all, with all of us, is to repent to the Father Yahweh in the name of his son Yahweh Shai, and come back to this, our royalty, back to this truth, and wait the wait out until the Lord completely destroys this man like he's destroyed this man right here. Let's play this little video back and I'll end out.
We must commit ourselves to unconditional victory against them.
There's lots of buzz over Rudy Giuliani's impassioned speech at the Republican National Convention.
There's no black America. There's no white America. There is just America.
Now look what we've uncovered. It's Giuliani showing his softer side dressed in drag in a comedy skit with Donald Trump.
You're really beautiful.
The spoof was filmed 16 years ago when Giuliani was mayor of New York for a charity dinner, so it was all in good fun.
Oh, you dirty boy, you! Oh!
Come on, bro. That right there, in a nutshell, is their race, man. That in a nutshell is Babylon the Great, America, right there. Straight up, a damn clown show, man. You know, and you know, you had to be clearly, man. You clearly see this guy put a lot of time into that outfit. He was serious about that shit. And he probably literally was doing that in the very condo that the $5 million crib that these chicks done took from his ass. He's probably that's probably how he dressed when he shows up there, just in his real you know, his real way of life. He probably couldn't wait to get home and get out of that goddamn suit and tie so he can really play him real self, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna end out there, man. I pray that this lesson was edifying for me. Hey, continue to pray for the downfall of this place, because it's working, man. The Lord is hearing our prayers, man. So with that, hey, we need to get out of here. We need our own kingdom, because the world is fucked all up, man, with these people running shit, and nothing is ever gonna get better. As long as they're in power, it's gonna always be just chaotic wickedness, man, going on, and we're fucking tired of it, man. So with that, shalom.